Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kim. Today, I will be sharing with you my breastfeeding must-haves as well as some tips and tricks on breastfeeding. This might take a while, so grab your tea, coffee, or whatever snack you have there or breastfeed your baby as you watch this video and stay tuned up to the end so you'll learn more about more breastfeeding hacks and facts. Just a disclaimer, fed is best. Whether you're deciding to go for breastfeeding or formula feeding, it's still feeding. As long as you feed your baby, that's fine. First category is wardrobe. The most important one for me is a good nursing bra or a pumping bra. If you're the type of person like me who doesn't want to wear a bra at home, that's fine. But if you also have leaky boobs, then it's essential that you wear a bra, not unless you would want to leak all over your shirt. I've also made a video on this of how to use a nursing and a pumping bra, which I will just link at the description box down below. Another item are breast pads. These are the reusable ones, but you can also use the disposable ones. Basically, you just put it inside your bra and then you'll be able to make sure that your excess milk will not leak through your bra or your dress. I've also heard some people use their baby's diapers because they leak so much, but I think that's a little bit wasteful. So you can also use just the burp cloths or any kind of cloth that you have there, some washcloths, or if you have excess diapers that are way too small for your baby, then probably you could also use that. The favorite thing I wore all throughout my first few weeks of breastfeeding are the zipper robes. I got one from Ross and I also bought one from Amazon, and I just absolutely love it. I feel like when you have sore nipples, it just helps, especially if you don't have to wear a bra, then the robe kind of just absorbs the milk, and at the same time, you can just easily zip in and out of it. And especially if you're still in your diapers or maternity pads, I feel like zipper robes are the thing to go. Nursing clothes are also really nice to have, but it's optional because you can also opt for V-necks, button-down shirts, or even crop tops. I'm also going to link a card up here and also at the description box for you to see my nursing clothes try-on haul. Last one are nursing covers, only if you feel like it. The next category is for nipple care and breast care. Now we know that we're gonna have sore nipples or cracked nipples, especially at the beginning part of breastfeeding, so this is very essential. The first one is lanolin, but if you are allergic to wool or mascara, then there are other options. You can go for coconut oil because this has natural healing properties, and you can also opt for your own breast milk. This is actually safe for babies and there's no need for these things to be wiped off before nursing. One of my favorite breast care item is the Lavi Lactation Massager. So what it does is that it massages your breasts and it also gets rid of clogged ducts or even cure mastitis for some. What I love is that they have different options wherein you can just press the buttons here and then it would choose different kinds of vibrations. It will also have different kinds of intensities according to your liking. This can also work as a teether for your baby eventually. Another nipple care essential is Epsom salt. What you can do is you can have 1 cup of Epsom salt to 2 cups of water, put it in a bowl wherein your breast would fit, and then just submerge your breasts onto it for about 10 to 15 minutes in order to remove the clogged ducts. For the supplements category, I have the moringa powder, or what we call malunggay in the Philippines. It's basically a green leafy vegetable that's turned into powder, and it's high in calcium, and it's also good for milk production. You can add it in soups, but for me, I would usually put it in my smoothies as well. And if you have access to malunggay just like this, then you can just add to chicken soup or tinola, and you can also add to different kinds of delicacies as you like. I'm pretty sure your pediatrician would also recommend you giving your baby vitamin D drops. So I just got this from Amazon, and you just basically put 1 drop of this in the pacifier or your nipple and your baby would be able to take it. The last category would be the obvious things that you need for breastfeeding. So the first one would be an electric pump. It'll be a lot easier for you to pump out your milk in a fast amount of time. You can use the electric pump especially if you want to build your stash when you're ready to have someone else take care of your baby. Another pump that I like is a silicone pump. What I have here is the Haka, but you can also have other silicone pumps in the market. They all pretty much work the same. What it does is that you can collect the excess breast milk by having this at the other side of the breast while you're feeding your baby, or if you don't feel like cleaning the electric pump parts, you can use this to manually express your milk. Next must have are storage bags. So what I have here is the Medela, but there are other brands in the market too. A favorite of mine is the nursing pillow. So believe it or not, even if my child is already almost 20 pounds, I could still use the Boppy nursing pillow, especially if I'm on the couch and I just wanted that added support when breastfeeding her. But a lot of moms swear by the Breast Friend. To be honest, I haven't even used that one because I'm already happy with the Boppy, but you can opt for any kind of nursing pillows that you could see in the market. Having an appointment with a lactation consultant can seem like it's an additional cost, but it's very helpful, especially if you have a trained professional helping you out with your supply, with your issues, or your baby's latch. The last obvious item that I would like to add on this list is a UV sterilizer. Now, I don't see a lot of people recommending this, but for me, it's very essential for you to be able to sterilize, especially the pump parts, the bottles, or anything that you would like to use, especially with a newborn baby or an infant in general. Even if you have an option of boiling, sometimes you just want to cut that time and just be able to store the pump parts or the bottles inside a container wherein it would just sterilize on its own. You can also sterilize toys, teethers, pacifiers, or even your cell phones. Now for the tips and facts about breastfeeding. Do not settle for a bad latch. Even if your baby has been crying for a while and it could get so frustrating, do not settle for a bad latch because the baby won't be able to eat, it'll affect your supply, and both of you are just going to be so frustrated because either one, you are hurting yourself because of the bad latch, and number two, the baby won't be able to get the milk. Before we continue on, if you find this video helpful, make sure you give this a thumbs up. One technique that I've learned is that, for example, this is the nipple and this is the baby's mouth. On top here is the nose of the baby, and you'll just have your nipple at the nose of the baby and have the baby go up and catch your nipple here. And make sure that the latch will look like a fish. I'm going to insert a picture over here of what I'm trying to describe. During the first few days of the baby's life, the baby's stomach is just very small. So you don't need a lot of milk for that. That is one thing that I didn't know when I was breastfeeding. So when I didn't see any kind of letdown, I didn't see any kind of milk coming out of my breast, I got so frustrated. But the nurses mentioned to me that there is milk coming out as long as the baby's pooping, as long as the baby's gaining weight, and as long as you will have unlimited latch. Most often than not, it will increase your supply. So don't forget, have unlimited latches. For the nipple care, after every feeding, you can apply lanolin and then just let it air dry for about 15 minutes. Or if you're allergic to lanolin, you can also put coconut oil or olive oil on your nipples and let it air dry for 15 minutes. But one thing that's proven very effective is your own breast milk. Yes, your own breast milk. So what you can do is that you can squeeze your nipple a little bit and then you can just apply the breast milk all over your nipple or in the areas where there's a little bit of wounds, crusted, or bleeding, and just repeat it over and over again. It might seem kind of strange, but even if you have crusty nipples, it's okay to feed your baby with that. I know it's kind of awkward to think that you have a flesh-eating baby. The more you breastfeed, the more you latch, the more milk comes out of your breasts, and that will be the one who would actually heal your sore nips. One thing that I used to do before is to put vitamin E on my nipples, but I have come across some studies and research that topical application of vitamin E oil can actually increase the vitamin E concentration in the serums of newborns. And too much vitamin E, especially for babies, is not really a good thing. So experts do not really recommend putting vitamin E on sore nipples. When I was in the hospital, one of the positions that they taught me is the football hold position. Now this is a good position, especially if you are in a very small area or if you just had C-section. But if your baby is already a few weeks old, that position is not really as sustainable because your baby can get very heavy already, and that position would require you to have a lot of arm strength. One of my favorite position is the side lying position, wherein the mom will just lie down on the bed on her side and belly to belly with the baby. You can already breastfeed. And sometimes I also fall asleep in this position. To maximize your milk letdown, it's good to massage your breasts either by hands or using the Lavi lactation massager before pumping or before breastfeeding. One thing that I'm happy that I did is to join Facebook groups of breastfeeding moms. So I joined this one Facebook group and they have a lot of tips to share, especially when it comes to breastfeeding, latches, or even dealing with some relatives or friends that would give you their opinion about breastfeeding. Lastly, do not stress yourself because it can negatively affect the supply of your milk. At the end of the day, whether or not you would choose breastfeeding or formula feeding, it depends on you and your baby and what your needs are when it comes to your baby's health, your mental health. It's your choice. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for weekly content on this. And if you want more content on motherhood, you can click the playlist over here. If you want to see me showing you how to use a nursing or a pumping bra, you can also click this video over here. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye!